5 years of storytelling that took place over a 5-year period to the human structure, and now we're going back and explaining a plan that was created by one aspect that you had no concept of. You saw the results, but you didn't know what bred it. You didn't know where it was coming from. You knew that it was evil, but when you look at it from the perspective of the Cylon, they have their purpose, their intention, and their meaning for it.
What's the plan?
The plan is to kill all the humans. Nice and simple. We kind of always knew that. Anything else that you were thinking, you're just tricking yourself. You're delusional.
The plan didn't work. So now you got to regroup. And this is the story of two Cavils who take a very different path after the plan falls apart.
They've taken the whole 4.5 seasons, and in effect, they've dumped it in my lap. And I totally dominate this 2-hour video movie, and you find out that my character, Cavil, at least the Cavil that's with the fleet, he's called F. Cavil, and C. Cavil is on Caprica, another one of me. You find that F. Cavil started the whole thing. He's the one that blew up all the colonies.
The plan is that everything blows up a week ago. All the humans are dead, we Cylons all download, and the universe basks in justice. On the other hand...
Didn't fracking happen.
Exactly.
He resents humanity for creating the Cylons because he feels his body, is terribly limited and can't really perceive the wonders of the universe the way he would like to. So he hates humanity and therefore knocks them off. He doesn't get 47,000 of them that get away on Battlestar. So he's really pissed off. And he's setting about trying to eliminate all the rest of them.
Cavil is the wizard behind the curtain. He's hatched this plan to take everybody down with or without the Cylons knowing it. You get to figure out, Cylons, who created who, because they're not all equal. There's like the significant 7 and the final 5. And though he's part of the significant 7, he kind of almost acts like the puppeteer at the top.
He's got a one-track mind. He's like a horse with blinders on, and he just wants destruction of the humans. He's got such a deep hatred and resentment. And the others start kind of peeling off and going, wait, what's going on? Maybe this isn't right. There's been a vote.
A vote?
There's going to be a truce. We just need to convey it to the humans. All of them.
I can deliver that message.
But your model voted against it.
Well, I've had a new insight. Besides, there's nothing for me here.
The other Cavil that's on Caprica is with this little band of resistance fighters, the leader of which, later on, we find out is one of the final 5 Cylons. And there's also another Cylon there, Simon, that they don't know that I'm a Cylon, and they're trying to just exist and resist. And that Cavil, C. Cavil, is influenced by them and comes to the conclusion that maybe it's a wrong thing to kill off all these humans, that maybe it's better to forgive and forget and let them resettle and so on. So the two Cavils are completely diametrically opposed.
I'm telling you, she flew a raider. She learned how to control it from the inside. Nobody taught her how. Kara Thrace plucked that knowledge from the stream.
I don't care if she plucked puppies from God's ass. I've got some frackin' sabotage to do here.
I've managed to find a way to get a little quirky take on things so that they're light when they really shouldn't be. But I think it helps. Then when it gets dark, it seems darker.
A lot of the 6 characters, the boomer characters, they're questioning what they're doing. The Cavils want to do it. So they can have that level of sarcasm because they're never questioning themselves.
Doc, this is Brother Cavil.
Welcome, brother. Very glad to see you. Very glad.
Yes, glad to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a man of the gods will bring us some luck around here.
We came up with this great story for a married Cylon, a married Simon, married to a human. The idea of also having a Simon as team doctor among the Seabucks allowed us to see 2 different Simons at the same time we're watching 2 different Cavils, and it just seemed like a natural.
Fleet Simon is the first time we see a Simon that has his own family. He's got a wife and he has a daughter. And it really, really touched my heart. When I read the script, I was like, wow, he's got like a family and he loves them and he cares for them. And this is the first time we see this version of Simon. He is really kind of against the whole plan of human destruction. He wants to live. He wants his wife and daughter to live. He wants to be happy and live his life with them. He knows it's going to be inevitable that the whole thing is going to go down. But he's trying to stall as long as he can, I think, you know, trying to find a way out.
It's about time. Wondered when you'd get here.
Are you clear on the timing?
0700 tomorrow, Caprica City time.
I recommend you leave this body behind. The alternative won't leave a pleasant memory. And I understand poison isn't all that bad.
We know during the miniseries that Caprica 6 turns to someone off screen and says, "About time, where were you?" That was obviously left there to be paid off later.
When I finally did read the script, I went, oh, this is cool. The biggest thing that I thought was really cool is it really, in a way, humanizes the Cylons. Maybe that's just my perspective, because I've always felt the Cylons were quite human.
I think you become more sympathetic of them without knowing what the plan was. But as soon as the plan is revealed and you start to really see how it was being conducted and how in peril the human species was, that was the whole conceptual understanding of the Cylon, was to completely annihilate the entire human species.
I think it really, does a very fine job of answering a lot of questions that people have about who are the Cylons, like where did they come from, how did they start infiltrating into the Battlestar ship and other ships, and ultimately, what is it that they really want? I think it is the final answer to every question you may have had about every Cylon that you've ever seen.